So to start with, I'd like to introduce Hal to give our annual treasury report.
Okay, I've already I put the written version of the report in the chat. So if for some reason you want it, it should be there. So basically the report is that despite the poor state of the local economy, the Northwoods financial situation is sound for the moment and should be fine through the next fiscal year, ending June 2022. The budget for 2021-2022 is balanced, but many of the income items depend upon when we get back to the church and how much of our regular routine we can restart. Our pledges for this year, which are for next fiscal year, are almost identical to the pledges for this year. At the end of April, talking about this year's budget, we had received 91% of the budgeted amount in our pledge collection. And by this, I mean what the budget said we should have collected by April. We got 91% of that. And I hope that that will improve a bit as people do some catch up, as they often do in the last 2 months of the fiscal year. Many of our other fundraisers have been negatively affected. Cash plate collections, rentals, service auction, book sales, and others. However, the bottom line is that our cash flow should be about zero for the current fiscal year. In other words, our income and expenses pretty much balanced. The reason for this is the $36,400 that we received from the payroll protection program. This was a loan from the U.S. Treasury that was forgiven as it was designed to be. The intent of the PPP was to allow small businesses and churches to navigate the pandemic with little financial damage, and it worked pretty well for us. We currently have about $112,000 in our operating account, so we still have some wiggle room for next year. We don't know how bad the local economy will be next fiscal year or how badly that will affect our income. But I'm assuming that the local economy will allow us to resume activities much like we did in 2019 to 2020 fiscal year. As a result, the new budget looks a lot like the current budget, since both were modeled after the 2019 to 2020 budget experience. Of course, the coronavirus still may have some surprises for us, but I'm assuming that we will be pretty much back to normal next fiscal year. We have the resources to handle some financial challenges, but hopefully we will be back in our usual routine for this fiscal year. And that's the treasurer's report. Are there any questions?
Okay. Thank you very much, Hal.